Look, I know what you're thinking. What is going on with your hair today? And the truth is, I have no idea. It's just defying gravity. Hey friends, it's Amy and welcome back to another day of Vlogmas. My glasses are so dirty I can't see you. Yeah, that's a lot of foundation. Today's video isn't going to be particularly festive. You guys know the drill. I am sitting here in my comfy clothes, didn't brush my hair, have a cup of coffee, and that means that we're going to be having more of a in-depth chit-chat about kind of more serious stuff. So go ahead and grab yourself a warm beverage or a cold beverage or a snack, anything you want really, and let's have a little bit of a chat and kind of a mental health check-in, I guess. So maybe you remember that 2 months ago I set myself that 60-day life reset challenge, and the whole idea was that for the first 30 days I was going to focus on taking better care of my body and paying attention to my physical health, and then the next 30 days I was going to focus on taking better care of my mental health. And I didn't do that. I mean, I did take care of my mental health. I've been working really hard on my mental health for the last 30 days, but the actual video idea I had in my head of how that was going to play out and what it was going to look like, I abandoned it maybe 4 days in, because I was thinking I was going to vlog this whole experience and it would be so transformational, and then I could share all those kinds of mental health tips with you guys. And it became very apparent within the first few days that it just wasn't working out. And I think a large part of that was once I started to kind of look more inwardly and to pay more attention to my mind and my mental health, I realized that things were a little bit worse than I had really allowed myself to notice. Honestly, the best way that I can describe it is, you know when you get a spot and then you put on a clay mask to help clear it up, but that just brings a bunch of gunk to the surface that you didn't even know was there, and then you end up looking like a Dalmatian the next morning. That was kind of what I experienced, but with my feelings. So I thought it would just be better all around to just abandon that video idea and instead to film it like this, which is going to be kind of an update on my own mental health, like how that's going, as well as some of the things that I've done over the last 30 days that have been helpful and that have helped to improve my outlook on things. Plus, I just love sitting down and chit-chatting with you guys like this. I find it very relaxing. Okay, so where to start with this? I think this year has been, I mean, come on. This year has been a year, and I think I'm just trying to work through a lot of things. I mean, breaking up with the person you think that you were going to spend the rest of your life with and that you love most, that's horrendous. It's been very strange. You just wake up and it's like a bizarre dream, and I think the pandemic adds to that because nothing feels real right now. Most of all, I think there was just a really big knock to my self-esteem. And here's the thing, this is something that not a lot of people know about me, I guess because I'm very bubbly and I seem very confident when I meet people, and I'll get up on the stage and do an Irish dance in the middle of a crowded bar, I don't care. But I have very, very low self-esteem. That's something that I've known about myself for a long time, and I thought that I had overcome that over the last 2 years. And the sad reality is that I hadn't. It's just that my ex made me feel good about myself. But all of those good feelings, all of that positivity, all of that good stuff, it didn't come from inside myself. It came from him and the love that I got from him and the appreciation that I got from him, which is lovely and really nice to have in a relationship. But if it comes from someone else, then when that person is gone, all of that self-worth goes with them. That has been very challenging. But I feel good that now I've identified that and I can really put in the work to start building myself up for myself, like not coming from anyone else, what anybody else thinks of me, just loving myself for myself. And if I can do that, then nobody can take that away from me. So yeah, it's been a really interesting month. And like I said, I have put some things into place that I found really helpful. So let me talk about a couple things that I have done that have had a big impact on me this month, because maybe you guys are watching this and you are overcome with anxiety, maybe you're suffering with depression, maybe you just feel really down in the dumps and you need a little bit of a pick-me-up. The most important thing that I did was get help. You guys will have heard me talk pretty incessantly about my new life coach, because I love her and she's fantastic and she's literally changed my life. But I started working with her yeah, about a month ago, and having an outside perspective, especially, like, it's super helpful to just talk to a friend. That's great. But to have someone who can look objectively, like, she doesn't know me personally, she's not emotionally invested in my life, so getting her opinion, it's good, it's an objective opinion, and it's very helpful. God, my coffee is getting cold, I don't like that. I also reached out for help from my doctor, which again was one of the best things I could have done. Again, I kept saying, oh, I'm just in a little bit of a bad place, I'm just in a little bit of a rut. But the reality of the situation is that I was having pretty frequent panic attacks, which I haven't had in years. I couldn't sleep at all because I was having 6 or 7 really horrendous nightmares a night. I was struggling to eat because I was so tense and worked up from anxiety that if I ate something, it would make me nauseous, or sometimes it would like give me really bad stomach cramps. So I just couldn't eat, couldn't sleep, just couldn't. And I hate that there is still so much stigma around mental health, and particularly around, you know, seeking medical advice for mental health. We should be able to talk about these things openly and honestly. That's the only way forward, and that's the reason that I make these videos. I don't like talking about how I feel. I'm not that kind of person, but I like to be able to be here and say, hey, this is exactly what's going on. So if you guys are feeling the same way, you know that that's okay. You're not alone. It's not just you, and it's okay to talk about how you feel. My doctor was able to give me some wonderful meds, which since I've been taking those, I have had 1 nightmare as opposed to having like half a dozen nightmares a night. I can sleep now. I will never take sleep for granted again. So that's had a huge impact, and I'm feeling a lot better. And then the next thing that I did that also had a pretty major impact was to do nothing. So my immediate response to uncomfortable feelings is to try and brush them under the carpet and not deal with them. And so I thought that the best way for me to move on and get through it was to just keep myself busy. But friends, it got really out of hand. I had 3.5 weeks where every waking second of my life I was doing something productive. That's probably why I've been so sick recently, because you guys know, like, for the last few months, I feel like my body is falling apart. I just seem to constantly be picking up germs from, I don't even know, I'm not even going outside. They just constantly seem to be getting sick. And I think it's probably my body was just like, hey, stop. So a big thing for me over the last couple of weeks has been to just relax. And obviously I've not been the best at Vlogmas this year. I've missed a bunch of uploads, and that is part of that. So I'm sorry that Vlogmas kind of sucks this year and it's very all over the place and sporadic, but that's why. And the last thing that I'm really in the midst of working on to try and, you know, buck myself up and feel better is to work on my self-esteem. And that's going to be a long journey. I'm working with my life coach on that. I tell myself every single day I am enough, and I'm just trying to just build up that sense of loving myself. I just like to keep you guys in the loop, you know. I like to keep you updated. I like to have these open and frank discussions because I think it's very important that we can be open about the bad things in our lives and the struggles that we go through, and not just all of the shiny, fun, exciting stuff, because there are good things in life and there are bad things in life, and if all you see all the time is people sharing good stuff, it can feel very isolating. It can feel like, well, why does everything go wrong for me and everyone else is just living this wonderful, exciting life? Whereas I think if we were all a little bit more honest with each other and said, hey, here's something that I'm going through too, it would just make it easier on all of us. We wouldn't feel so alienated. So that's hopefully what you got from this. Okay, my coffee is cold now. That's pretty sad. I'm gonna go put that in the microwave. But thank you guys so much for joining me today. I hope you are having a beautiful day because you are beautiful people. And I will see you all soon. Bye.